Today, we're going to dive into a story called The Room with No Windows. And even though it's fiction, it really holds up a mirror to a reality that, well, it might feel a little too familiar for a lot of us. Right off the bat, this quote just sets the scene so perfectly, doesn't it? We're not just looking at one person's story here. This is about a widespread condition, something that's hidden behind all these closed doors, all happening under the exact same roof. So, what we're doing here is using this narrative as a kind of case study. It's just a really powerful way to get a handle on the deep, profound isolation that can somehow exist right alongside our hyper-connected digital world. The apartment building itself, you can think of it as a little microcosm of our whole society. And inside it, we're going to zoom in on two residents who, man, they just perfectly embody this whole state of being. 42. Remember that number. That's how many units are in this one building. And the story makes it crystal clear. What's happening to the two people we're about to meet, it's not special, it's not unique, it's the norm. It's happening in almost every single one of those apartments. So let's meet Tommy and Angela. You look at the stats and their lives seem different, right? Different ages, different jobs, different apartments. But the real story is in the details here. They are living the exact same life, alone, in the dark, with the only light coming from that blue glow of a screen. They are two sides of the very same coin. This line just captures their whole state of mind so brilliantly. It's not just that they're bored. No, it's this deep, passive, almost existential waiting. You know that feeling, the sense that something big is supposed to happen, that your real life is supposed to start, but you have absolutely no idea what that thing is or how to kick it into gear. Okay, so if they're stuck in this endless cycle of waiting, what is it that's actually keeping them there? This next part, it really breaks down the mechanics of the trap itself. And it's all about something called the feed. The story actually gives this addiction a name, almost a personality. It's not just a bad habit, it's the thing that needed to be fed. It's this constant, nagging hunger in your brain for something new, something novel, and it demands to be satisfied with every single scroll, every single refresh. And the symptoms are, wow, they're both psychological and honestly pretty physical. Time just dissolves. Hours, even whole days, just vanish into the scroll. Their thumbs get actual calluses from that repetitive motion. Their minds turn to what the story calls mush, and basic things, cooking, cleaning, just taking care of themselves, it all just falls away. And it's all replaced by this constant, low-grade bad feeling. And this brings us to the central paradox of the entire story. I mean, how can a world that is jam-packed with infinite ways to connect leave people feeling so incredibly profoundly alone? This slide just lays it all out, the stark contrast. On one side, you have all the stuff that feels like connection, getting likes, matching on an app, leaving a comment. But then you look at the other side, at reality, ignoring texts from your own mother, actively avoiding neighbors, a real fear of actual face-to-face human interaction. It's a world of infinite content, for sure, but with absolutely zero real connection. Angela's story really drives this point home. Her last real relationship ended with this digital coldness, where a person can be erased from your life just as easily as you delete an app. So she tries to get back out there, using technology to reconnect, but it just reinforces the pain. It makes total isolation feel like the safer and honestly just the easier choice. But what does it actually feel like on the inside to be living this paradox? Let's shift our focus from what they're doing to the deep internal impact of this entire lifestyle. This thought from Tommy's point of view is just absolutely devastating. He has this moment of clarity where he realizes his life isn't just bad, it's a kind of modern personalized hell. And you know what the cruelest part is? The illusion that he's in control. This is his hell, and it feels like a choice he's making, one scroll at a time. It's a hell of infinite content and zero connection. So what's the actual day-to-day texture of this personalized hell? The story gives us a really clear and frankly a pretty jarring comparison between two different realities. So on their screens, this is what they see. A perfectly curated world of almost toxic positivity. You've got influencers choosing joy, manifesting their dreams, living these perfect lives on perfect beaches. It's just an endless performance of happiness. But the reality, their internal experience, is this raw, ugly emotion. It's that toxic cocktail of envy, rage, and sadness, all mixed together. It's what you feel with every single scroll, fueled by that impossible gap between the perfect lives you see on the screen and the one you're actually living. So, all of this, it all builds to one single fleeting moment. After years and years of this digital isolation, living in the same building, we finally see what happens when the real world, for just a second, breaks through. And the setting is so normal. It's just the mailroom. There's no big romantic scene, no dramatic reveal. It's just two people who have lived feet apart for years, finally speaking to each other. It's this fragile, almost accidental moment of shared existence. And then Angela asks this incredible question. On the surface, yeah, she's talking about the mail, but of course, she's talking about everything. The constant pressure, the bills, the grind of just being alive. It's a question about the very nature of their lives. And Tommy's response? It's just as powerful. There's no false hope, no easy answers, just this bleak, honest, and deeply resonant admission. This is it. It doesn't stop. You just get used to it. It's a moment of perfect, heartbreaking, shared resignation. And that's exactly where the story leaves us, with a question, not just for them, but for all of us. After all the scrolling, all the isolation, all that blue light, what happens when we finally look up from our screens and actually see the person standing right next to us? What would we even say? And is there still time?